Okay, I'm here inside the base bus with the founder of A Pint for Kim, and you just want to state your name and what you do here.
My name is Kristyn Benedyk, and I am the sister of Kim, who this is in memory of.
And so, for those of those who don't know, can you please share Kim's story and the inspiration for this blood drive?
Yes. So my sister was diagnosed in 2012 with cancer. So she had an 8-year cancer battle, and she died in 2020. But about 6 weeks before she passed away, she realized, and we all realized, how many blood transfusions that she needed. And that is when we became aware of the fact that the largest amount of donated blood goes to cancer patients. And that was not something that we knew. Like, you think of sort of like ER and tragedies, but really the main source of donated blood goes to helping cancer patients get through their treatment so they can go into remission and have more time with their family. And so a few weeks before she passed away, she said, you know what, we need to do something. And so she actually created this movement. And we created the first blood drive, but unfortunately 5 days before the blood drive, she passed away. So that blood drive became the largest one-day, one-location blood drive in the state of Illinois, and we've just tried to keep that momentum going.
Awesome. And so, what was the process like of organizing that initial blood drive, and how has it kind of evolved over the years?
Yeah, so the very first year, my cousin Caroline was instrumental because my sister was in hospice, and so we were all spending time with her. And we actually, I won't name them, but we called one blood organization, and we were like, we want to have a blood drive, and we're going to have a few hundred people, and they were like, no, you're not. And so then we called Versity, and they believed in us, and they made it happen, and we called them every day. They would put 50 spots up, and we were like, they're full. Can you add 50 more? Can you add 50 more? Can you add 50 more? And so we had over 500 people show up that first time. Then, that was March 2020, so COVID hit. The world shut down like a week after that blood drive. And we very easily could have shut down too, but luckily someone who had a private airplane hangar came up to us, and they were like, look, we want you to keep doing this, and so you can use our private airplane hangar. So for the last 2 years, we had it in a hangar, which is pretty much the only place you can have a blood drive safely in a global pandemic. But with things lifting, both of her boys are now at Naperville North. I'm pointing here because that's right outside the window. And so they are a freshman and they are a sophomore here. And the school has so generously, as you can see, given us all of the building, all of the parking lots. And it's just grown. So last year, going into the blood drive, we had 260 people, I think, signed up. We walked in this morning with well over 500 people signed up. So
that's
it's a big step up, yeah.
And did you ever think that the blood drive would get to be as big as it has gotten?
Yeah, actually, yes. Okay, so if you knew my sister, like, she was just one of the most selfless people. She was everybody's cheerleader. She was constantly telling everyone how proud they were, that they could do anything that they wanted. And so knowing her and knowing people would come out for her, it's not surprising. But it does still also get overwhelming. So this morning I was doing an interview, and I normally am like, I've got my talking points down, and then I just looked around and I saw how many people were here, and just, I think I cried on live TV. So it's still like, yeah, we felt like it was going to be big, but at the same time, it's also very like humbling, and this community has been amazing, and to see the support and to know, like, my main job right now is to be an aunt to my boy, like her boys, and to know there are over 100 freshmen and sophomores. They're not old enough to donate blood, but they're here volunteering because they were like, you know what, we need to do this for Ricky and JD.
So I know that there have been similar events to this kind of at Elmhurst University. What's like the main difference between those two events?
Yeah, so for like as a Pint for Kim, our main job is to spread awareness that the largest use of donated blood goes to cancer patients. And then we have these smaller drives all year round just to keep the blood supply up, because honestly, in the last 2 years, there have been times where the Chicago area blood supply was down to less than a day, which means like if you needed to go in for a surgery, they might not have blood for you. So we have these other ones throughout the year. The difference here is this is also, as you can maybe hear, like a party. We've got food trucks, we have bands and the car show and all of these other things. And what we're really trying to do is change the face of what a blood drive looks like. Like, it shouldn't be like scary and somber. We're saving literally thousands of lives today, so if there's any reason to throw a party, that's probably like one of the best reasons to throw one.
That's good. What do you see for the future of this blood drive?
so I know exactly what I see. So my youngest nephew is a freshman, and by the time he's a senior, so his senior year, we are going for the national record. And so the Guinness Book of World Record, we register with them, we'll sign up with them. Currently the Chargers, the football team in California, holds it, 2,545, I think. And so we're gonna just keep growing here in Naperville for the next few years, but then we're gonna rally the whole city of Chicago in 2026 and bring the national record here.
That sounds so awesome. That's so cool.
So,
And is there anything else that you want to add about just the event, or just anything you want people to know?
no, we're just like, we're so grateful that this community has supported it, but also we have a lot of people reach out and they're like, I can't donate that day. How can I donate and make it count towards the Pint for Kim? And my message is always, we don't need it to count for us. Like, if you go donate blood, you're saving up to 3 lives. We don't care where that credit goes. Just, if you are in Missouri or California or New York, just do it and you're saving somebody's life. We don't have like something on our wall with like, you know, those where people like have the red thing that shows how, like, we're not keeping track. Like, we just want people to realize how important it is to donate. And so that would be the biggest message, is don't worry about if it counts for our record or not, just go out there and do it.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.